coming in, people, but a promise is a promise. 51:37, let's say. Let's get into the transfer news. Let's actually timestamp that as well. Transfer news. Where do we start? How do we start? Who do we start with? Shall I spin the block again for Arsenal on Google? Link us with something, man. Lie to us. Tell us someone wavy is trying to join the club. Link us with something wavy, man. Nothing wavy right now, but hopefully. Keep your opinions coming. I'll circle the block again for you lot, people. Transfer news. Let's start with Emil Smith Rowe. He's actually given an interview allegedly, or in fact, man, let's just start with it, man. He's our boy, innit? Let's start with this. Emil Smith Rowe, I think's given an interview on how last season went. He said it's definitely tough looking back on it. It was in our hands. The Spurs game, it was tough. It wasn't a nice atmosphere in the dressing room. All the boys were down. The manager picked us up, and we had another chance after that, but it didn't go our way in the end. Going forward, we have just got to stick together as a team. Stick together, bro. Not just sticking together in the Buki games like Spurs, the first time we played Spurs at the Emirates, where they were good performance for us, but they're crazy games. You need to stick together. Brighton away, where we crumbled and we got away with a point. Crystal Palace away, Crystal Palace at home, Crystal Palace at home, Everton away, Manchester United away. You took the leads and failed to walk away with 3 points. Anytime you do that, anytime you're not prepared for, anytime it's a hostile environment, we're in problems. There's only so many times where the sun's shining and it's a level playing field in terms of atmosphere. We really, as much as it's about tactics, there's a mental barrier for some of these players. How good are you at your worst? And for Arsenal, we're either amazing or poor, literally all or nothing. But you are right. We fumbled. We are a young team. We're still getting there. It's fuel for us going forward, and we can't wait to start the season. Big up you, man. I hope so, brother. It will be a good season, a tough season. The big clubs are buying players, and every season is hard, but we are confident. It's been a long time since we've been in the Champions League. We need to get back in it, not just for us, but for the fans as well. Big up you, Smith Rowe, man. What has he said as well? He spoke about the shoot they did for Black Lives Matter. It was a scary time in 2020 when I was out among people and didn't know what was going on. I knew that if I wore my kit, someone has got my back. That's what Arsenal is always about. All right. He spoke on Jesus. He's been fantastic since he came in. It feels like he's been here for a couple of years. Everyone knows how good he is, and we can't wait to get started with him. City are a big club. They've won a lot recently. It'd be good if he can bring that winning mentality and help us out. But you lot all need to buy into what he's doing. He spoke on Fabio Vieira. He's similar to Silva. He's a very good passer of the ball. His left foot is very good, and he likes to create and score goals them himself. I've already played against him at international level, so I can't speak highly enough of him, and the fans should be really excited. At the Euro 21s, they beat us 2-0, and he was unbelievable that game. And then he then said, as a young player, you don't really care where you play. You just want to be playing. I'm open to everything. We'll see what happens. Emil Smith Rowe, my guy. Again, in relation to Zinchenko, people, I think there's a lot of things to go over with Zinchenko. But where Zinchenko is concerned, people, let's get all of these things together. Zinchenko, Arsenal step up Zinchenko talks to push through £35 million move. He is in America, people, so he would just need to travel from whatever state City are in to come and link us and get things done, people. Arsenal will accelerate talks with Zinchenko this week as they look to wrap up a move from Manchester City wing-back Zinchenko. We're expected to pay up to 35 million. Talks are progressing and have progressed very well over the weekend. A final fee is close to being finalized, and Arsenal also working to agree personal terms with the 25-year-old Ukraine international. A key factor in them talks will be around the plans Mikel Arteta has for Zinchenko, who is hungry for more regular starts than he had at City. Zinchenko is appealing to Arsenal because of his versatility, and he's a player who would strengthen them at left back and also in midfield. Obviously, Arteta's worked with him before. So, yeah, and we're in America. So, again, it is what it is. Arsenal want a deal for Zinchenko wrapped up quickly, given the season starts in under 3 weeks. And with Tierney's injury record, again, you need to be fit really and truly. So, hopefully, we can do something there in that regard. Again, mainly just reiterating the same things. Arsenal hope to conclude a deal with Manchester City to sign Zinchenko early this week. A total package is understood to be in the region of 30 to 35 million quid. Allegedly, personal terms won't be an issue, people. So after 6 years at City, Zinchenko seems to be making the move to Arsenal. And again, you can see it from fullback. You look at his passes completed in the final third, forward passes, assists, and passing accuracy. He scores quite high. For the first three, he scores first, then he's fourth for forward passing, and then fifth. And when you're not playing on a regular basis and you've got you know, Reece James, Trent, Andy Robertson in the league, you're going to be in issues. And for me, even if he plays fullback, you can help contribute going forward as well. And, you know, the big drop off with Tomiyasu and Tierney is obviously they're two of our best players and best defenders, but we also lose a lot going forward. And when you've got that added into the cocktail, we've got midfielders where on the best of days, Xhaka and Partey can't control the tempo and dictate the forward passes to get the other guys in consistently, people. So hopefully this could be a big sign. I don't think he's perfect, but a 25-year-old would give us a lot. Allegedly, Leno to Fulham talks are continuing, people, over the sale. We're haggling over a gap in his valuation. We're open to letting him go. So we'll have to see what happens there, people. You know, I know he's got a World Cup dream and I want him to go fulfill that, but a harsh part of me says, you know what, F that, run out your contract, because I think we're in big trouble if Ramsdale gets injured. Big up Matt Turner. Valencia have an interest in Torreira. We did hear he's got an agreement with Valencia, but they need to find an agreement with our club, people. Hopefully he can keep it moving. Apparently clubs in the Championship and Bundesliga are interested in taking Balogun on loan. I'd love for Balogun to go to the Bundesliga. I think there's a lot of lessons he could learn in the Championship, especially if he goes back to Middlesbrough and plays under Chris Wilder. So it is what it is in that regards, people. I mean, again, I've seen this graphic between Xhaka and Zinchenko more times than I care for, so I'm not going to keep reading it all out, but it shows how it can be used in midfield, and it shows his heat map. He pulls over to the left-hand side quite a lot. So these are things to consider, folks. So, yeah, it is what it is. What's this saying? Again, this is talking about Man City stepping up their pursuit for Cucurella and the knock-on effect that has, people. I've read this article already, so I'm going to scroll all the way down, specifically to the part where it's of relevance to us, people. City are in Houston, Texas, and we're going to be in Orlando, Florida. No clue how the logistics work around getting to and from certain states. But City are in Houston, Texas for a friendly against Club America tomorrow. Zinchenko is waiting for the green light to leave their training camp and travel across America to link up with his new teammates at Arsenal. So, again, personal terms, fees need to be agreed, medicals need to be conducted, but you'd be inclined to believe these are not problems then, really and truly. These are not issues or barriers, better yet. So it seems that we're making progress where Zinchenko is concerned, folks. Again, in terms of making progress, just in terms of bringing in players, you've got to keep players. Arsenal have been in talks with Bukayo Saka's camp over contract extension since February and consider it a priority for this summer. Despite top English clubs monitoring the situation, Saka's priority is to stay at Arsenal. He loves the club. So tie him down, get big money from City when the time comes, innit? And Arteta spoke about it in the aftermath of the friendly with Everton. He said, Saka wants one thing, we want one thing. It's a matter of time. So we'll have to see how that develops, folks. I don't know why I looked at this, but you can look at this, you know. You look at Zinchenko's percentiles passing thing at fullback. He scores quite high for a lot of things, really. So you lot can go and take that one there in as well, people. Receiving, creating, shooting, passing, defending. He does quite well at all of this, people. So yeah, man. Via StatsBomb and Opta and that. I don't know if Con Marble Halls is a credible journalist and things. You know, everyone seems to have been taking a hit over the Rafinha business, but he's alleged to have said another meeting with middlemen, well, intermediaries, better yet, of Leicester City over the signing of Telemans. Arsenal have set their price. 30 million gets him. Arsenal working on 2 centre midfielders. Player wants Arsenal move, so down to Arsenal to submit official offer, guaranteed 30 million for Leicester to accept. So I mean, if you could get Zinchenko and Telemans, that probably that's us wrapped up. Or maybe Zinchenko is seen as a fullback able to play in midfield and will play significantly there, and then it's a Telemans and Arthur Melo thing and something like that, or Paqueta. What I would want to see, Paqueta, Telemans, Zinchenko to go with Fabio Vieira. You've got 4 men that can really all play on the left side of centre mid and put pressure on things. Milinkovic-Savic links seem to have been gone, my guys, so I can't really see it, man. Zinchenko is our best attacking fullback if he comes into that role, amen. So it is what it is. Man United have agreed a £57 million deal for Lisandro Martinez. That would have, if Arsenal spent that on a centre-half that can play at left-back in midfield, I'm looking at Arteta funny. So they're paying an initial 49 million, further 8.5 in add-ons and 2.2 million in payments to his former club. So if it works, innit, people? Racy. That amount can increase to 67.3 million euros through variables. So, yeah. You know, Ajax done a number over Arsenal and United because that's probably more than United wanted to pay as well. I saw this, and where has it gone? Leadership roles. You know, Martin Odegaard's going to end up being our captain, really and truly. And, you know, he's spoken about leadership roles. Young players taking on leadership roles brings the best out of the Arsenal squad. It should, but we should also let you lot be young men as well. I think maybe I've improved that quality a little bit with time and experience. I've been through a lot of things, ups and downs, and I think all that makes you stronger. Amen. He feels the squad already has a lot of experience and describes his teammates as big talents. Odegaard said he's played a lot of games on a high level and shares that experience with teammates. I feel more confident and more calm on the pitch, so I try to use that in a good way and do what's best for the team. I think here everyone expects you to take that leadership role, even if you're young. That brings out the best of young players coming through. So definitely, I think everyone here feels like they need to be on their best and they need to take part and take ownership of everything they do. I mean, that's true. And when I look at you, Smith Rowe, just by leading by example, Saka by leading by example, Martinelli, but with this a bit of a passion merchant, Guendouzi when he was here, the young players have really been setting it for this football club. And the older Gabriel and the oldest players, apart from players like Xhaka, and I class Tomiyasu as that because listen, I know he's in his early 20s, but I'm pretty sure he's like 40. They're the only ones that really reflect it. The other, you know, Ramsdale to a degree as well. Everyone else moves kind of soft. He said, I think we have a big fan base here and a big support. So it's nice to come here and play in front of them and then hopefully make them happy with the games and give them some good moments. When you travel like this, you see how big the club is and then you see the support we have all over the world. That's great stuff. Away from that, Arsenal boosted in Oliver Zinchenko pursuit. We're trying to accelerate the transfer plan. I think this is just reiterating what we went through already, people. With that, Mikel Arteta refuses to rule out Arsenal transfer move for Yuri Telemans. I bet this is clickbait from the Scum newspaper. He said, there are more things that we'd like to do if we can, but the market will dictate what we can do. But so far, we are happy with what we have done. And then he said on Telemans, we never talk about players that are not ours. As I said before, we can improve the team. We're still in the market and we're going to try to do it, but we're not going to go into any specific names. So, yeah, he didn't drop any dimes there. Premier League clubs reignite their interest in Juventus. Man, apparently, according to Football Italia, we've been linked with Arthur Melo. It hasn't worked out for him. They want to move him on. They want to bring in other midfielders. We did try to get him in January. We did have his agent at London Coley, so you could see why. Maybe if we don't get Telemans, and it seems like them rumours are accelerating, maybe that's where this has come from. I can't verify because I don't know, but it's something to consider, folks, really and truly. After Melo, I want Telemans first. I know we're not getting Milinkovic-Savic and Fabian Ruiz, but I would love them. I would rather Telemans over Arthur Melo. I think Arthur Melo's a decent player, confident in possession, you know, can dictate the tempo on his day, a bit of damaged goods. But saying that, as I said, not quite the player that initially touched down in Europe from Brazil. Ain't really hit potential. Doesn't have the best, you know, picks up a little knocks. For me, plays too many 5-yard passes, and he does kind of play within himself. So, I mean, I would sanction it, but I'm not really for it, if I'm honest with you. So we're going to skip that. Arsenal we're going to circle back over that. Arsenal to reignite their interest in Juventus star Arthur Melo, despite nearing Zinchenko deal. Arsenal nearly agreed a deal to sign Juventus midfielder Arthur Melo on an 18-month loan with an option to buy in Jan, but the move was vetoed by higher up. So now why are we going for him then? Has things changed? Has goalpost shifted? Are the people higher up able to do it now or see what Arthur Melo has? Have we hit a spanner in the work with other targets where Telemans and maybe Lucas Paqueta are concerned? I don't know, people. But it says we're going back in for him. I don't know why. It doesn't say anything creditable. It seems like we're just playing off the fact that we once upon a time had interest. Arsenal once again interested in signing Arthur Melo. At the moment, the Brazilian only wants to listen to offers from Barcelona or Arsenal. Apparently, Xavi's open to taking him back. This is where the initial news came out from. In the last few hours, the Arthur Melo Arsenal court has heated up again and talks between the two clubs have resumed after negotiations last January. So make of that what you will. We'll get into that in a second, people, where Jeremy Doku is concerned. Lucas Paqueta, apparently he could join for 34 million. They could accept as little as 34 million. That's a dramatic drop off from 55 million quid and 80 million euros. Why is that? Reports from France have suggested the price may be considerably lower. 34 million may be enough to get the deal done. It's suggested that Lyon may take the lower figure out of respect for Paqueta. For respect, really? Zinchenko ain't a midfielder. You know you don't believe that, but all right. I don't believe that at all. We've also been apparently linked with Jeremy Doku, and I don't. This was the only source I saw speaking about it, so take it with a pinch of salt. If it for 15 million, I wouldn't mind it, but I think he's a development sort of player. Yes, he's a Belgium international, still learning tricks and trades at Rennes. You know, he's not the most prolific. You know, in all his appearances currently, you know, he got bought almost instantly from Anderlecht. He's played 55 times for Rennes, 4 goals, 6 assists. Really and truly, 14 goals in 99 career appearances at this moment in time. You know, 5 goals in the Belgium top flight and 7 assists, but 33 appearances in 44 top flight games in France. 3 goals, 5 assists. There is development to be done, and again at a fair price. But he's not prolific. We need a winger that's going to get numbers. He is only 20. There is resale value. He is strong 1v1. Us and Liverpool did want him when he was a youth, man. So I don't really believe this rumor, but it is what it is. You know, again, Liverpool were close to getting him at 16. And if you look at what Jeremy Doku's dad said once upon a time, at 16, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, City, Ajax, PSV were interested. We visited Liverpool and Ajax. My preference was Liverpool. Gerrard showed us analyst videos. Mignolet, Mane, Ronaldo came to talk to us at Melwood, how we were received there. So yeah, man, it is what it is. Apparently he's one of Arsenal's main targets. I'd rather that than Cody Gakpo. He would be, you know, the Cody Gakpo links, the Noah Lang, all of them sort of wingers there. I'd rather him really, or no one. I'd rather we didn't get Rafinha, but the Rafinhas, the Sanes, the Gnabry's, Lucas, Paqueta's ability to play there, them sort of guys. But if we're going after the development wingers, I'm here for Jeremy Doku. You know, we were linked with Bowen and Harvey Barnes. I might be open to pursuing that a bit more before this, but I'd rather him than Cody Gakpo, Noah Lang, Pepe from Porto. And a year from now, I might be champion signing these players. But at this moment in time, that's where I'm going with it. Troyes look to beat Premier League competition to sign in Giallo. Apparently, this 19-year-old is he became the youngest player to feature in the Portuguese top flight in 2019. What's he done since then? And he now looks set for a move, people. Apparently, he's drawing interest from Arsenal, Newcastle, Everton, and Southampton. He's a Portugal under-19 individual as well, people. He made his debut for Benfica at the age of 16. His contract expires at 2024. So that could be one we're interested in using for money-making purposes. So it could be one to explore, people. I'm not too sure on that. What's this? This ex-Arsenal scout explained us going for Jeremy Doku in 2018, people. He said, we were a small delegation from Arsenal and we got in touch with his parents. We tried to push to bring Doku to the club, but they trusted the project at Anderlecht. Credit to them. So fair play. And, you know, you've become an international footballer. So, you know, mummy and daddy done the right thing. Ryan Elabosu could be going out on loan again to follow on terms of what he did at Crewe. He could be joining Kilmarnock. In my opinion, this 20-year-old is never going to make the grade at Arsenal Football Club. So it's now that you need to go and do what you're doing. He had a couple of years ago, he had a very good campaign at fullback. But yeah, man, I just don't think he has it. It's nothing to do with me. I don't work for Arsenal, but it is what it is where that's concerned. If you still want to have some hope, some sort of hope around Sane, folks, then there you have it. Leroy Sane, next objective of ambitious Arsenal. He's valued at 70 million euros. Boy, I don't know if that's to be believed, people. You know, even if you did agree something with Bayern Munich, because there was a report that they need to make money and sell players, you have to convince Sane. And apart from Arteta working with him, I don't know, because if Sane was genuinely available, there's a lot of top clubs in Europe that would be in for him, really. I'm having Sane if he wants to sign for the club, but this just seems like clickbait, really. So it is what it is with that's concerned, people. Arsenal decided to pull back from making a bid for Lyon midfielder Lucas Paqueta, as they have 3 other players who can play in the same position as the Brazilian, says Fabrizio Romano. I think he's not the main priority, I am told, for Arsenal now. So maybe something could happen in the coming weeks or at the end of the window. But the president of Lyon is really complicated, so it'll be difficult to negotiate. And Arsenal already have a number of quality players. They have Fabio Vieira, Odegaard signed last summer. They have Smith Rowe with many others. And if you get Zinchenko, so I can't believe that. You just saw some article saying 28, 30 million. This says 55. You do that, maybe it gets done. Arteta spoke on how demanding it's been doing his job in front of the cameras for the all or nothing thing. He said, honestly, it was challenging, but as well, I think it was an incredible experience personally for the club, and everyone can see the reality without any boundaries about how it works on a daily basis at the club. On a personal level, obviously, it was really demanding because you're on camera for 24/7. You tend to forget about it, but when they talk about big brother houses and people can do certain things, it's true. because I've experienced that you forget about the cameras. Probably the documentary you'll see. I don't think that now, unfortunately. Now probably we are going to have a camera there. I would not do it, but they are done. He was then asked on his level of, if things were centered. He said, I haven't seen anything. I think that I'm the only person at senior level that hasn't seen it. If there are issues, it will be my blame because I did it or someone else did it. Crazy. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what any of this is. So, yeah, people, once again, Arsenal hope to close deal for Manchester City's Zinchenko early this week. So everybody just reiterating the same thing. So in terms of transfers, it all seems a bit meaty, really and truly. So, yeah, I think that's that, people. Let me get back into specifically what you lot are saying in the comments. One love for tuning in, people. You lot make the content. Don't forget Twitch Gang, 4 p.m. We're playing FM. So, yeah, that's transfer news. When's the doc out? 4th of August, allegedly.